Check-in number 3. So what has happened this week? So I'm currently 2.9 pound down in 3 weeks. So just under £3 per week. Okay, we wanted an average of £1 per week, and we're pretty much there. 0.1 off. Okay, so that's going to come in the next day or so. But really straightforward. Scale weight actually dropped early in the week. Just looking at it on the whiteboard now, dropped early this week, and it stayed all the way through the week, and then it dropped yesterday. So I maintained from Tuesday to Saturday, but I just held position and just waited, because sometimes scale weight is a little bit stubborn, and then eventually I dropped. Okay, so we're bang on schedule now. Like I said at the start of these videos, I'm going to be going into a maintenance phase over Christmas. So we're on the 14th now, and I'm going to be doing this on the 20th. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but the 20th, it just aligns with what I'm doing and the activities that I've got going on. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit aggressive this week. I've been cruising through the first 3 weeks. Scale weight's come down nice and slow, nice and controlled. I'm visibly leaner, which I'm going to show you on the desktop in a minute. I'm really happy, but just to get a little bit ahead of schedule before I maintain through Christmas, I'm going to get a little bit aggressive with it and make some room for the festivities. You know, Christmas dinner off by me. I've got about 2 Christmas dinners planned, and there might be a few little bits and bobs here and there depending on where I am. I'm not going to say no, it's Christmas, it happens once a year. I'm still going to be able, I'm not prepping for a bodybuilding show. I'm just trying to get leaner. So as long as I get ahead of schedule, easily done. Okay, so I'm going to introduce cardio this week. I'm going to keep nutrition the same because I'm dropping. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. There's no need to pull nutrition down. I'm just going to increase what I'm doing. I'm going to do 20 minutes of cardio post workout. So that's 5 cardio sessions per week this week. I'm going from 0 to 5 cardio sessions at 20 minutes. I'm going to do the Stairmaster at 120 to 130 BPM. Okay, that is it. That's the only thing I'm going to introduce this week. Fat loss is easy. Fat loss is simple. It's small tweaks. And if I've dropped every single week, putting 20 minutes on top of what I've been doing that's been working already, it's just going to amplify that process. It's super simple. Okay, and that is literally the only thing I'm going to change. The main thing, I'm really happy with how I look and feel. Like my physique, I'll show you in a minute. It's night and day difference. In 3 weeks, I'm sharper. My muscle's not gone anywhere. I'm still full. I'm still holding that fullness. My strength has, if anything, it's gone up. I'm still moving forward. Energy levels, we say better. I've just got more clarity. Like when I'm doing my work, I don't run into any sort of fatigue while I'm digesting any food or anything like that. I'm super switched on, super focused. I feel good. I like the way I look. I'm performing good. Everything's going great, which is good to be in December. Okay, I'll stop waffling on. I'm going to go on the desktop. I'm going to show you what I can visibly see this week, and I'll show you the data inside the spreadsheet like I do every week, and then we'll wrap it up from there. Okay, let's run through what we can see and let's look at some of the data. Okay, so first things first, let's look at my progress. We'll use my Instagram this week, put quite a good post up going over my progress. Okay, so this is 3 weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, all next to each other. Now, it's obvious just looking at this that I'm a little bit sharper. Where can we see improvements? Around the midsection, the abs are definitely becoming a little bit more defined. But bear in mind, this is only 2.9 pound of body fat off. Okay, but every little bit counts. The midsection is a little bit more defined. I've got a little bit more vascularity in the shoulders. Bearing in mind, this is the same time of day, the same lighting and the same position. It's in my garage, I do it at the same time. So midsection is a little bit tighter. You see my biceps a little bit more, the veins in my biceps a little bit more, and the cuts in my legs ever so slightly. Here, you can't see them. Here, they're coming through a little bit like I mentioned last week, but here, they're definitely a little bit more prominent. I went down to Birmingham and did a leg session in an Emporium gym, and it was a grueler of a session. It was ruthless. And new equipment as well, new stimulus. So my legs feel like super pumped and super full this week. So that combined with the diet, I think that's why my legs look really good this week. You can definitely see you've got a line here, and the teardrops are coming through a lot more. Overall, just looking at that, I'm a little bit more defined. Bearing in mind, this is doing no cardio, okay? But night and day difference, especially when you compare week 1 to now. This is what we can see visually, okay? I feel tighter as well, when I do a pinch test around my midsection, wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, definitely tighter. My face is a little bit tighter. It's 3 weeks. It's a small amount of weight. It's not going to be huge, but the subtle changes, they are coming. And this is what you have to look for when you're doing physique checks. And this is why you have to do check-ins and just look for these things. Because you can look at the scales and be like, oh, I've only lost a little bit, you know, I'm not doing that great. But when you look at photos, you're like, whoa, hang on a minute, you know, things are moving in the right direction here. Let's go on to my tracker. So, yeah, so 224.9 on Monday and then 224.4, which is what I expected. You know, I did say last week that there's a trend where it goes up and I was going to come back down, and that happened. Now I stayed at 224.4 all the way through the week. Now, this was quite unusual because this never really happens with me. And I did jump on and off the scales like 4 or 5 times to make sure that the scales weren't broken, because to get 224.4, it's very precise. It's quite, you know, you usually see a little bit of fluctuation up or down. So I did think my scales were broke at one point. I even ended up holding, I did this last week as well, I ended up holding the soap in my bathroom, which weighs about another £1.5 pounds, and every time I held it and let go of it, I seen the scales go up and down. So they're definitely working. And I also pushed on the wall as well to reduce the weight, and it went down. So my scales are working. I'm just stubborn at 224.4, but I weighted it out and eventually went down to 224, which is 2.9 pounds, so just under £3. Okay, but I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do this week is I'm going to introduce 20 minutes of post-workout cardio. And I'm going to do Stairmaster 120 to 130 BPM. That's where I want my heart rate. Just slightly elevated. That's all you need to do. Don't need to do anything extreme, okay? That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to change nutrition. I'm going to leave the same nutrition in. Why am I not going to change nutrition? Because if it's not broke, we don't fix it. You know, I'm not doing any cardio and I've already dropped weight. So why would I bring the nutrition down and further restrict myself when I'm already getting results from these numbers that are in place? Like, why would I do that? There is no point in doing that. So cardio is going in this week. Usually when I do cardio like this, I see a big shift. It's quite impressive in the way I look. So next week should be quite a big difference in photos. Now that brings us through to the 21st of the 12th, right? So the 21st of the 12th. What I'm actually going to do to the 31st is the Tuesday there. So from here to here is going to be a maintenance phase. Maintenance phase over. So what does that mean? Whatever weight I am on Sunday next week, so a week today, I'm going to maintain that weight, because through here we've got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. The gyms are going to be closed. I'm going to be having Christmas dinner. I'm going to be seeing friends and family. There's going to be some off-plan food. So I'm going to use this cardio this week to get a little bit ahead of schedule and put myself in a position where I have got a little bit of flexibility, okay? Maintain that weight. Once the maintenance phase is over, then I'll drop the hammer in January, and then I'll get a little bit more aggressive with this fat loss phase, because there's nothing coming up, and I want to push myself a little bit more in January as well, make it a little bit more exciting. Okay, so same nutrition, same nutrition, 5 cardio sessions in. Maintenance phase starts at the end of next week, and we'll look at the big visual changes coming into next week, okay? That is everything. Super simple this week, only because everything's going to plan. When everything's going to plan, you don't really need to do anything crazy. It's just rinse and repeat, and results are going to continue to come. Okay, that is it. 3 weeks of fat loss done and dusted. Now you know what's happened over the last 3 weeks, what I'm going to do to get a little bit more aggressive this week, and then I'm going to document how I'm going to maintain through Christmas and still do everything that I want to do, okay? The thing I'm trying to get across with these videos for you guys watching is fat loss is easy, yeah, and it's all under control. How many of you watching this right now struggle with fat loss because you're not in control? You don't know how to dictate where the scales are going to go. You don't know when to introduce cardio. You don't know when to move your nutrition. You don't know all of these things, and it just creates overwhelm and chaos in your head, and that's when you crash and burn. All these decisions I'm making, they're tiny. I've not done anything drastic, and you've seen it all firsthand, and you can see it happening right now. It is super basic, super small adjustments that are getting massive results. This is how fat loss is sustainable, and this is how you can do it. It's so easy when you know what to do. A lot of guys come to me, and when they end up working with me, they think there's going to be some secret formula or some secret potion, or we're going to get super aggressive or do some crazy training or diet. It's not that. It's getting that diet in place like I've got in place, assessing data and making adjustments based on this. So if you're watching this right now, this is all you need to do, okay? You just lack the skills and knowledge to be able to build that base, and then you don't know how to make these decisions. But once you know, it's done. It's a lifestyle. Once you know how to do these things, you understand how your body works and what kind of tweaks you need to make. It's so easy to get in shape, and you can do this, without help once you learn these skills. That's why I always preach about mastering the basics in my content on Instagram. Okay, I'll keep this short and sweet. It's been a very basic week this week. Next week, introducing the cardio, I'm expecting some pretty good visible changes, especially around the midsection. Whenever I introduce cardio in the past, there's a big shift in what happens visually. Okay, so next week, big visual changes, okay? Any questions, again, drop me a message on Instagram. Any questions about anything at all, I get back to all my messages, okay? I'll see you in the next one.